Hey guys, how's it going? Right now I'm going to be doing a quick overview and my initial impressions thus far on a new phone I have. This is the HTC Droid DNA. This is a Verizon phone. It's a new phone on Verizon. I recently transferred over to this thing from an iPhone 4S, and I originally had some Droids prior to my iPhone move, and after having an iPhone for a while, I just decided that I was a little bored. Instead of upgrading to the iPhone 5, which is essentially the same as the iPhone 4S, I decided to take a departure and go back into the Android market. So yeah, I picked up this HTC Droid DNA. Pretty cool phone. I'm really liking it. I'd say the main feature about this thing is the 5-inch 1080p display. This is the first phone on the US market to have a full 1080p HD display on it, and many of the phones out there right now are rocking a 4.7 inch screen, like the Motorola Razr HD, Razr Max, your Samsung Galaxy 3s. They're having 4.7 inch display, so this one's just a drop larger, just enough to give you a full 1080p viewing experience. So if you want to work that into PPI or pixels per inch, I believe the iPhone 5, the Retina display is about 332 PPI. This phone is 440 PPI. So the resolution on this thing is much better than the iPhone 5 and any other phone out there currently. So with that said, let me just show you the phone itself. You can see that it's got a very nice profile, relatively slim. It's a long phone. Obviously, with a 5-inch screen, it's going to be quite large. But I'm really liking this thing. I'm loving the large display. It's not really a big deal. Doesn't make the phone impractical. It's very pocketable still. It's very thin, very light. On the side here, you have the volume rocker, and you can see the sides of the phone have this like red aluminum grill type looking thing on both sides. So that's a really nice aesthetic piece of the phone. On the bottom you have a micro USB charging port that's covered with a stupid little plastic flimsy door. You have a mic down there as well. On the top you have another mic for noise cancellation. You have your 3.5mm headset jack. In the center you have a very reset or inset power button. You could just see how flat that thing is to the actual side of the phone, which makes it really impractical for actually reaching it, turning it on and off. Especially with a case on this thing, it's really hard. I don't like that about the phone. And then to the left of that, you have your SIM card door. In front of the phone, you have your little speaker grill up here for your earpiece. The same type of red anodized grill looking thing. On the left, you have a front-facing HD camera. I don't remember I think it's a 2 megapixel front facing camera. Not 100% sure on that, but I believe it is. And it's a wide resolution camera, so you're going to get more in the screen. than your standard front-facing cameras. It's got a wider angle, so that's pretty nice. On the bottom you have 3 capacitive buttons, which I don't really like. I prefer physical buttons. My previous Android phone was the Motorola Droid X, and that had 3 physical buttons on the bottom. I preferred that over these capacitive buttons, especially since the power button is so hard to reach, and every time you want to turn the screen on or off you have to click on that, which is sometimes hard to get to. I prefer having some kind of physical hard button down here that you could just tap to turn the screen on. On the back you have your little HTC logo. You have a sticker here with all the phone information on it, serial numbers and all that stuff. And below that you have your speaker grill with the Beats Audio logo, which I think is pretty stupid, since the speaker in the phone itself isn't actually Beats Audio. It's just some kind of software. When you plug in a headset, it just optimizes the sound. So it's kind of a misconception there. It's not actually Beats Audio built into the phone. It's just some kind of software that helps audio coming through the jack sound a little bit better. 4G LTE logo. You have your rear-facing main camera there. It's an 8 megapixel camera. So resolution wise it's the same as your iPhone, but it's really night and day when you compare it to the iPhone, even the 4S. This camera sucks compared to the iPhone cameras, man. I don't know what Apple does. They have some kind of magic inside of their camera systems that just make the pictures look incredible compared to everything else. I mean, don't get me wrong, the camera's nice. It's got an LED flash. It's got a f2.0 aperture. I guess it's a 28mm equivalent lens. It takes 1080p video, which is nice. But just the final image quality out of it is just not up to par with the iPhone camera. But I mean, it's still a good camera. And to the left here, hard to kind of see, right above my index finger is a little cutout there. It's kind of perforated in a circle. There's a bunch of little dots, and that's actually a notification light. So you have a notification light there, and then you also have a notification light all the way on the right of this earpiece here. There's a little notification light there, so whether you have the phone facing up or facing down, when you have a notification you'll be able to see it. Although they are both pretty dim, I would prefer a stronger LED, but they're fine, they work. Inside the phone you have a 1.5 gigahertz quad core processor, so that's pretty nice. It's a quad core. Some of the phones out there still have your dual core technology, but this is the newer generation of the Qualcomm processors. It's got 16 gigabytes of internal memory, no SD storage, no expandable memory capability, which does kind of suck, but I mean 16 gigabytes is pretty much your standard. Some applications, especially games, can take up a lot of space, can easily be a couple gigabytes. Taking a lot of videos or pictures can take up a lot of space, but nowadays with cloud storage and just the ability to upload stuff to server sites and easily transfer wirelessly, stuff like that to your computer via multiple all kinds of programs out there. I don't really find it too restrictive. Just delete the crap you don't use, and that's it. It's also got 2 gigabytes of internal RAM, which is nice, so it's snappy. It allows it to function real nice. Not many hiccups. You will run into a little bit of hiccups. There's a little bit of lag every once in a while, but that's just because it's such a massive screen is pumping out so much pixels that it's just kind of inherently going to be a little bit laggier than perhaps another phone with the same processor, just because it's got so much more data flowing to the screen to actually get the picture out there. The LCD display, as I said, is 5-inch. They call it the LCD 3 technology, and it's also got the Gorilla Glass by Corning 2, the second iteration of the Gorilla Glass, so it should be really resilient to scratching and cracking. It's got a 2020 milliamp lithium-ion embedded, non-serviceable or user changeable battery. So it's going to give you a standard, 8-10 hours of heavy use. Pretty much, I'd say, typical for smartphones nowadays. Yeah, it runs Android 4.1 Jelly Bean out of the box. So it's got the pretty much the latest version. I do know that there's 4.2, but nothing has that right now except for Google's Nexus lines. But it's pretty much on par with everything else out there. So let me just do a quick little overview of what's going on here. This is a home screen I have set up for you. This is not necessarily the one that I've been using, but I just set this up to kind of show you what this phone can do with Android. So I got a live wallpaper running here. This is the Paperland live wallpaper. I really love this thing. You can see it's a kind of a holiday theme going on here, with the Santa Claus in the sky, and all the trees outside have these lights on them. Pretty cool. So this is your default styled launcher. Of course, with Android you can change launchers. There's all kinds of different launchers out there, but this is the standard HTC Sense, I believe 3.0. I'm not too sure on that. This is the standard launcher that comes with the phone. Down here you have your 4 link buttons here for your phone, email, messages. I'm not going to go in there. I don't want you to see the phone numbers and all my emails and texts and all that crap, but here's the camera. Show you the camera real quick. You can see what I just clicked there. This gives you different effect options. I have a grid set up. On the left hand side you have your flash. Sorry if this is washed out. You have flash, you have your camera switch here to go to the front facing camera. You have your settings, change resolution and video quality and all that good stuff. What else? Take a picture, pretty simple. Click that button, picture's taken. To go to video, you press this button down here and it'll automatically start taking a video, so that's nice. You don't have to really change modes. As soon as you press that button, it starts taking the video. You got your zoom. So yeah, that's the camera. Up here you have your clock display. This is the standard, like, default home screen clock weather thing that HTC does, which is really nice. Yeah, let's get a better view of there. Up here you've got your notification bar. You pull that down, you get all your good stuff, what's going on. With Verizon, they don't like you using your data because it costs them money, even though you're paying a shitload of money for it. They like to constantly remind you endlessly that you're not using Wi-Fi. And since I actually have a grandfathered unlimited data plan, I like using as much data as possible just to stick it to them. But yeah, that Wi-Fi notification there is always there. Here we have a little weather thing going on. This is my weather bug app notification. Then you got a Tasker notification there. If you don't know what Tasker is, look it up. It's a really cool app. Up here you have your settings. So this gets you into the HTC, your phone settings. Let's see. Show you a couple things real quick. Don't want this video to go too long. It's already pretty long. Personalize. These are some cool options that HTC does. You could change your skins, which is pretty cool. Like right now I have it set on graphite, but you could say switch to aluminum, and you wouldn't have to do that. I just have multiple launchers, so that's why it does that. And you can see now that, you know, the dock and everything, all the styles of the widgets and stuff have been changed. So it's just interesting. And some more personalization stuff you can do. You know, obviously you can change wallpapers and whatnot, but you can also change your lock screen style, which is pretty sweet. I have it set on weather. You can have it set to display photos from your photo album. Productivity, this is a really cool one. If you're familiar with the iPhone, you know, if you get a text or email, when you turn the phone on or unlock the screen, on your home screen you're gonna have you know, all of your notifications, you know, texts, emails, calendar events. This is pretty much a similar thing, so that's pretty neat. You can have like your people, which will show everyone who you know, commonly communicate with, and you'll be able to get into them right from the screen and start calling or texting them, emailing them, whatever. You have a clock style here, stocks, music. So with the weather one here, I already have this applied. You saw it in the beginning. So yeah, basically when you unlock the screen, you have kind of like a little animated weather here that will show you the weather for your area. Currently, you know, Syracuse, 41 degrees in the middle of December, which is pretty crazy, but I digress on that. Well, another thing with the lock screen here, obviously to unlock, like I said, or like you've seen, you grab this and you just drag it anywhere. But you can get into any of these four icons here right from the lock screen. So you just want to go and call somebody, you're going to drag the phone icon into the circle. Like I'll show you for the camera. You just drag it into the circle, and then you go right into the camera app, which is pretty cool. Let me just show you real quick. This is your app launcher area. Horizontal scrolling here, all your apps. Let me just show you a game here real quick, show off the screen a little bit. You know, in law school now, so of course got to have some kind of attorney or lawyer game here. This is actually a pretty cool game. If you have Android, I suggest you go check this thing out, this game, because it's pretty cool. And I don't know if you can really tell, but it's just so beautiful on this screen. Yeah. Well, that's just, you get the point. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good reviews out there on this thing. You know, it's Android, so it's going to be similar to all other Android devices, especially the ones running this version of Android. I just wanted to give you an overview of the phone and my initial impressions on it. So far, you know, I really like it. It just, coming from the iPhone, anyone that has an iPhone or Apple product, you know that it's generally, unless it's jailbroken, it's generally not really too much a user can do to change their experience on it outside of downloading apps. But with Android, there's really so much you can do. There's so much personalization and customization you can do that you know, it just makes it a whole different experience. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.